All right, bud. Have a great evening and enjoy your birthday.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And that was Leslie. All right, that was Leslie. Cool. So now we got it kind of all set up for our meditation at the beginning next week. Because I was thinking about getting some background ambient meditative music, but now we can have that and Leslie at the same time. Julie, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Welcome back.
Hi, how are you?
You were here before, right?
I was, yeah.
Yes,
I got much.
Welcome back.
Well, I want to sing Leslie. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Such a sweet man.
I hope he heard that. I hope he's here listening.
I love listening, and you're such a beautiful human.
Thank you. So are you.
And I love what was said about the emotions. And I just wanted to maybe add some more 2 cents, like when the other lady did it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just something that I recently learned, and that is prior to emotions have to come beliefs. So if I were to say, I'm going to call you a name, Akusukuta. How do you feel right now?
Nothing. I don't know what that means.
Right? So, but if I call you, you're such a jerk.
Yeah.
Right? Even in your face, it's instantaneous. Like, we don't even have control. Like, it was in your face before, it was like, but the word before that, it didn't mean anything to you because you had no beliefs about that word.
Mm-hmm.
So the beliefs that we assign to words is kind of like what we've learned. So I'm like the word stupid or jerk or whatever. We have a pre-assigned belief system about it, that it's mean and hurtful. But when we don't have a belief about something, like that other word, it's irrelevant, right?
Yeah.
So prior to the emotions are all those beliefs that we have. And if we can start to go inwards and meditate, I love that. And look at ourselves, and find out like what's going on with us, then I think that's the main trick to switching like into the love, and then switching the whole planet to love. Because I don't personally believe, and I still have a hard time doing it, but self-love. I mean, I can't love somebody else fully because I still don't even know myself yet.
Interesting.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the more time, and I mean, I can't pretend to know anybody else because I don't even know myself, but I can use others to help me learn about myself. And if someone is bothering me, it's because I have that in me, and it's triggered like an undealt with belief system that I have. Uh-huh. And usually, well, for me, it came like there's a bunch of them, but the main ones are unworthiness, and I don't feel worthy of even living on this planet yet. So I'm still trying to figure that one.
Why is that you don't feel worthy of being here?
So far, it's come down to the trauma of coming out of the womb. As a consciousness being, the horror of just coming out. I mean, the birthing process is not pleasurable for any party.
Do you remember it? Your own?
Yeah, I was dead a few times in the womb. They never found a heartbeat. I never moved. I was breech, like right from the get-go. I don't think I really wanted to come here. And then when I got like yanked out, and it's kind of innate for everybody really, because most people have some sense of unworthiness in one way, shape, or form. And past life or not, it stems from that. Why am I being treated like this? Like my first, exist. But I'm here, yay! And then it's just like, wow, like what just happened to me? Why am I here? That's not very nice. This is all consciousness, right? So that's how it started. But yeah.
Let me ask you something. Let me ask you real quick. Have you remembered your birth all your life, or did you get hypnotherapy or do something called rebirthing to get those memories?
All on my own, all of the above. I'll call it meditation. I ask myself questions because I want to know like why I do the things that I do, and who am I? Like, who am I really? And I could relate to, like I don't remember consciously the experiences of the NDE, but I relate to the NDEers so much because I'm just longing for that home I've never belonged. And it just keeps leading me down different avenues. And in meditation, I've remembered I was buried alive in a past life. I was strangled. I have a lot to do with my throat. All part of the journey. Yeah, but if we can learn to love ourselves, then the world changes, because the world or anybody else really has no impact on us. We're the only ones that have impact on ourselves. So if I can get right with myself, then I'm not affected by the outside world. And it's really, really hard because we're bombarded with it, right? And we're told all these different things, but the outside world is not going to change. But my attitude of it, my personal reflection of it, can change. And if everybody starts to do that, then it has to change eventually, right?
I was thinking about it, and I think it was in the late 90s. It was really popular to do something called rebirthing. I've never done it. Have you?
I don't know the process, but I know I've meditated and kind of relived it. Yeah, like it's horrific, really. I mean, even if you just like, yeah, it's I mean, you're coming out of it. It's nice, beautiful, warm, loving, comfortable space into like bright lights, noise. You're gasping for your first, like.
Unfortunately, though, we all have to experience it.
Yes. Yeah, and that's why I believe a lot of us, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but everybody feels unworthy. You know what I mean? Like on some way, shape, or form, conscious or unconscious. Like we all have certain things that exist amongst humans. Unworthiness is one of them. Wanting to belong.
And people who are famous and very successful sometimes go through what they call imposter syndrome. Like, you become a successful movie star, singer, whatever, and you don't feel like you deserve it. That kind of reminds me of what you're talking about, just being here on the planet.
Yeah, and because we're not taught, like we're never told it's okay just to be us. You know what I mean? Like we're taught subliminally and unconsciously and consciously that you have to be anybody but yourself. Like for me, it's I'm not good enough unless I'm that skinny, and then I get that skinny, and then it's something else that I compare myself to, but until I get good with myself, like slowly those things are less mattering, and you know what I mean. And
I think also. I was going to say, I think also a lot of people will say, I'm not happy until I get this trinket. And then they get the trinket and they realize they're still not happy until I get the next trinket. And then, when I get this, I'll be happy.
We're taught that, even all religions, we're taught to seek outside of ourselves to that, look up, look, whatever, go to this higher power, whatever you want to call it, to get answers, to get pray for this, pray for that. But we are that. So we don't, when we're praying, we're asking, and asking, it comes from a place of lack. So even when we're praying, please help me get this, well, I've switched it to thank you. I already have this. Thank you for the beautiful shelter and the food, and because I am very accustomed to lack consciousness. And so even when I'm praying, if I'm praying, I'm still praying outside of myself. I'm still seeking, I'm looking, and I'm missing the point of I'm right here. We're all right here.
Yeah.
And if we all go in, if I go in, I have all the answers that I need, and you have all the answers that you need, and they might be totally different answers, but they're correct for you, and they're correct for me, even if they're different. Because I'm not you, you're not me. We're nobody else except ourselves. but we spend our whole life really never even knowing who we are. What's my food for thought?
Well, Julie, thanks for coming in and sharing with us. I appreciate you. I'm thankful that you came, and I wish you a great rest of your weekend.
You too. Thank you.
All right, take care. She already left before me even saying anything. All right, so